Report the news that nobody else has the balls to report.
Disgrace.
That's enough, Gene. All right.
You with us, Brett? You there?
Yep.
508.
We report the news that nobody has the balls to report.
Why am I the only one breaking stories like this? You can call me Uncle Turtleboy, Clarence, Aidan. I don't care what you call me.
Did you not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby?
I think they don't like the things that I'm saying and they want me to stop saying them, but I'm not. I'm never gonna stop. Now, these are the kind of stories, guys, that must be told.
I'm just a guy who's breaking stories and reporting news from my basement.
Yo! Excuse me. What's up, Turtle Riders? How's everyone doing tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. I made it back from Billerica in time. I just did a live stream there. You guys might have noticed. It's really not a bad ride at all. It's really it's like 45 minutes from Holden. It's wicked easy. But anyway, hopefully if you guys didn't get a chance to see that, go check it out. I like to think it was one of my more animated performances. But it came from the heart. It really came from the heart because when I'm speaking about Monica Keene and Grant, it's just I get very passionate about it. And it worked out well because one of the speakers before me, the first speaker got up and she was literally a walking caricature of everything that is wrong with people who look up to Monica Keene and Grant. It was a woman with a mask on 3 years after the pandemic started. And she got up there. She didn't take the mask off while she spoke for some reason. And so she's mentally ill, obviously. And she gave a speech about how great Monica Keene and Grant was. Maybe we'll watch some of it a little bit later. But she gave a speech about how great Monica Keene and Grant was. And she mentioned in her speech that she had, she threw in at the end that she's worried about her children of color or whatever. And I didn't even think about it until afterwards. I'm like, oh, how did I not get this zinger in there? It's like, so if she has children of color, that means that they are either adopted or she has a person of color spouse, right? I mean, it's the only two ways that you can get a person of color, children of color, if you are a white person. And then I thought about it. It's like there is no one who opposes what that woman stands for more than Monica Keene and Grant. She does, like, dude, you know, like Monica Keene and Grant has spoken out against interracial relationships. It's one of her biggest platforms. After Fuck the Police, it's don't intermix races. Like, she firmly believes that. That was her problem with Rayla Campbell, is Rayla Campbell's husband was white. And that's what really upset her about that. She viewed her as like a race traitor, a betrayer, just because she's riding white penis for the credit score. And this guy's getting pink uncooked vagina and blah, blah, blah. It was liberating to say those words at a public meeting. They did let me say whatever I wanted. That was fun. If they weren't, because I think they knew if you didn't let me say whatever I wanted, I was going to say it anyway. You could. It was a weird meeting. First of all, I love Billerica. Can I just say that I love Billerica? I don't know if we have any Billerica people in the house right now, but love. That was my favorite meeting I've ever been to. I've never seen. That was a lot of people there that were like on the turtle cause, on the right side of history there, as we say it. There's a couple losers or whatever, some fat chick with a Black Lives Matter shirt, and then the chick with the mask. You could tell whose side everyone was on just when you walk in there. All the cool people were obviously with us and felt supported. Now, they talked about the freaking budget on purpose. I swear to God, this is on purpose. Like every town meeting I've ever been to, you always let the citizens speak first. They say their piece, and then they get to the boring shit and everyone leaves. But they talked about the budget for like an hour and a half. And I swear to God, it was a little animated for a budget talk. I'm going to be honest with you. Like the people there actually made it interesting. But like, there's only so much budget talk I could take in a town that I don't live in and don't pay taxes in. And I swear to God, they were just trying to wear me out, see if I'd leave. And it was like 100 degrees in that room too. I think they were sweating me out. But I stuck around and I got to say my piece, and I felt like it was therapeutic to get that all out. And it was great. I went right down the line. I asked every single one of them. I said, and that's what I wanted to do. I'm like, do you condemn Monica Keene and Grant's racism? Yes or no? Because remember, back in the day, in June of 2020, when St. George Floyd died, it was like you had to shout your anti-racism. You had to shout, let it be known, like I'm against racism and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, here I am. I'm giving each and every one of you a chance to denounce bigotry and racism. And one guy did it, to his credit. Mark did it. The guy that they answered the phone. He's got a good sense of humor. I like him. I don't mind him. We got him on the phone that time. He answered. But that woman, Sherry, who blocked me on Facebook and supported Monica Kearney Grant, and the other woman, Jill Geiser, who is the assistant superintendent, they're both on that committee, that nonprofit, whatever it's called, Billerica Partners in Education or whatever. And they were both sitting there, like, well, obviously one's on the school committee and one is the assistant superintendent. So they're both sitting there. And Mark, when he came on the show, he goes, this specifically said, we didn't pay for this. The school committee had nothing to do with it. But I'm looking at two people here right now that did have something to do with it, because you forgot to mention that both of you clowns are on that board. Y'all knew. Every single, I mean, it's a joke. It's embarrassing. I felt embarrassed for the town. It's like people in Coleraine are laughing at you right now. They're like, at least we're not on Turtleboy this week. Billerica, which I thought was a town that had their shit together, but apparently the Google machine works. I swear to God, they knew who she was. Let's not let them play dumb and say we didn't know who she was, and we didn't know. How the hell what do you live in a cave? What's wrong with you? You can't even say it's all because the mainstream media didn't cover it. Yeah, she was on the front page of the Boston Globe. Monica Kearney Grant, woman that we used to praise all the time, arrested, charged, going to jail for a long time. So, yeah. Anyway, that was my speech. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed meeting Turtle Writers tonight. I got to meet Suzanne for the first time. Turtle Cadet was in the house. Let's see. Laura number 1 was there. Who else do we have in the house? A lot of other people that I'd met that I've talked to. Jim. A lot of people, Twitter people, Facebook people who I've messaged with, who've been Kelley. How could I forget Kelley? Met her for the first time tonight. People sending me messages all the time with their Billerica shit. And now it's like I got to meet them in person. It was cool. So it's a lively community. It is a solid purple town in Massachusetts where the base is good. I like Billerica. So thank you for having me. But yeah, I'll play it towards the end. Okay. So we got a couple things to do. Here's what we're going to do tonight. And by the way, if you guys are new here, we do this every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. So why don't you go ahead and smash that subscribe button. We just passed 24,800 subscribers. We are well on our way, people, to 25 grand. So let's get that up there. Keep smashing that subscribe button. Keep hitting that like button too. I heard that helps with the algorithms. We got 212 people in the chat right now. We got 53 likes, 55 likes. Let's get that up. Let's get that up to 100 easily. 150, 200. I heard that helps a lot. And make sure you leave a comment afterwards. That also helps with the algos. That's how we grow. I didn't set up a Rumble chat this time. Usually I do, but go subscribe to our Rumble, because eventually we're going to move all our shit over there once they kick us off this platform, which is inevitable. So go ahead and do that. Also, if you guys on Facebook, Clarence Woods Emerson, he just passed 28,000 followers. Go follow him. That's my personal account. The Turtleboy page is like 8,500. Just go follow us everywhere. Instagram, Turtleboy_daily_news. Check out the bio below. All our shit's in there. We do not have TikTok. We're banned from TikTok again, which, I'm so sad. We're banned from TikTok. Oh no, the Chinese can't spy on me anymore. I'm so sad. But yeah, we're banned from TikTok. Good. TikTok should be banned from us. That's what should happen. But I digress. If you guys like the program and you want to support what I do here, what we do at Turtleboy Daily News, how you can do that is there's a link at the top to something called Turtle Chat. You can't donate with the super chat because our opinions are too controversial. So they took the monetization away from us, which is fine because they take 40% anyway, those crooks. So what we're doing is we built our own chat. It's called Turtle Chat. You can click at the link at the top. That brings you to a page where you can donate whatever amount of money you want. And when you do that, you can write a little message. I will get an email notification with the message. I will read the message out loud to the class. So that is how you can do it that way. So I'm going to get my Turtle Chat here queued up and we'll be ready to rock. Okay. Also, you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. Because like shit like tonight, I love doing shit like this tonight. Like I love this. I could do a tour all across New England, man, going to various school committee page and just calling these people out to their face. I love it. I live for it. The problem is it's time consuming. So if I'm going to do stuff like that, I got to get the grift up. I got to get my grift cast up. So that's where the donos come in. If you guys want to grift, help me grift. hook it up, and you can do it that way. We did get one Cash App on the way home from Patty Brosnahan, sent $50, and she says, for keep doing what you do. I will do that. Absolutely, Patty. I appreciate that. Okay. Anyway, Monica has a TikTok about you. Oh, dope. Excellent. Can't wait to see it. All right. Anyway, so I was going to have this girl on tonight, but she's just saying, well, maybe she'll come on. We'll see. Either way, we're talking about her story. So if you guys, so the three things we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about this Acton police story. We're going to talk, I got the audio of, remember Krusty Panties? Remember her? The one I buried? Yeah, we got the audio of her last court date hearing, the motion to dismiss the violation of the harassment prevention order against lawyer number one. The woman she stalked and threatened for over a year. That we have the audio from that. And I have not heard the whole thing, but I heard in there the lawyer says he's afraid of me. So we got to listen to that, and then we'll listen to the Billerica tape at the end, shall we? All right, let's get started. Let's jump right into this. Okay, so last week's show, Saturday show, if you missed it, was great. Go watch it. We had a guest on. Her name is Angelina. I guess she goes by Angie. And I'd written about her multiple times before because she had, I think it was in March of last year, she made some accusations against a couple Acton police officers. That went viral. People were sharing it left and right. She said they were sexual allegations. She said that one of the officers basically groomed her. One guy took his nuts out in front of her in school, although he was not the school resource officer. The other guy had sex with her when she turned 18, but had been grooming her for a number of years. And she said that she made a complaint about it, but that it went nowhere. But then 2 years later, she decided to post it on Instagram. And now I thought, I'm all for hearing whatever, like accusations, whatever, but I don't like it when people just blindly believe stuff without evidence. That's the kind of shit I don't like. I got to see evidence. And as it turns out, there was substantial evidence out there that she didn't post. If she had just posted the evidence from day one, there would have been no blog. Like, there would have been a blog about them, not her. And so my issue was that like, you know, this girl's making this accusation. She's got this documented history in town. She's well known in town for causing trouble with the police. She's erratic. She is, not always mentally stable, but I didn't really know her at all. And so all I had to go with was what she was doing. And she'd been messaging me for months, trying to get the blog taken down, but just not coming on the show and just not offering a reason why the blog should come down, not giving me evidence. Like, that's all she had to do, but she didn't do that. I think there was a misunderstanding there. So I had her on the show, and it's like, I wish we'd done this a long time ago. Like this is almost a year ago, because we got her on the show and we had her on there. And ever since the Jinduso fuck up, right, when I had her on there and I was like, you look good. She had Jenny from the Block thing going on. She was, she knew what she was doing. She was fishing for red meat. That's what she was doing. So ever since then, and I look back on the interview, I took that interview down because it's embarrassing, and I'm embarrassed of it because it's my worst day ever in Turtleboy. Like, I fucked that interview up. I was enamored almost, as a lot of you were. She was very charming. A lot of you weren't. I'll give you that credit for that. I got a lot of shit for that. But she's just like, just wanted to move on with my life, and I'm sorry, and I'm not that person anymore. And I didn't grill her on, like, but you weren't supposed to be a cop, right? Like, I didn't grill her on that. So ever since then, I'm on edge, especially when a woman comes on that has used her looks in life to get things, that I'm like, I can't do it again. I'm on edge about that. I'm on guard about that. So I was tough on her, I think I was tougher than a lot of you thought I should be. That seemed in the comments. Like, people were like, give her a break, stop, whatever. Well, I think I did the right thing. I think I should have been tough on her. And towards the end, I do think that the Gardner shit was bullshit. And even she kind of alluded to that. She says she has no memory of it all. That story makes no sense. And I think that her behavior, posting shit like that, I think I understand it more now. I didn't understand it before because there was a lot of shit she never said. Like the fact that the big thing, she was raped when she was 13. Like, dude, you understand the trauma that causes an individual? Dude, the guy who fucking molested her and the other girl. If I didn't even fucking know that, she didn't even talk to me about it. She didn't even talk about it on the show. She didn't mention any of it. Now, I understand, obviously, but it's not like she was shy to talk about it. When I talked to her privately, she was like, oh, you didn't know? No, I didn't know. Well, like, that fucking severely fucks the kid up. Like, this guy literally fucking for 3 years targeted her, molested her since she was 13 years old, man. Her and another girl, and they videotaped it. And there's charges in this. That whole thing has been going on since 2019. While these blogs were going on, while this shit allegedly happened over at Acton-Boxborough High School, while the guy whipped his nuts out and he got groomed and all that shit, while all that was happening, she was a criminal, a witness, a victim, and a witness in a serious criminal proceeding in Attleboro District Court that eventually went to Bristol Superior Court. So I think that would have changed a lot of that. It explained it. Also, the big reveal was the messages that we're going to go over tonight. The messages, because remember she came on the show and she was like, oh yeah. I'm like, do you have any evidence? Do you have any messages with them? She's like, yeah. I'm like, you do? You have messages with the cops from when you were in high school? And I said, if the messages exist at all, any sort of communication between a police officer and a high school student on social media is inappropriate. I think. There's just don't go there. You don't need to mess like if you don't need to talk to a kid because it's like their parent go through their parents, ask their parents permission first. Like all communication should go through the parents because they're doing it privately like this because they know it's wrong. That's why they're doing it. And so during the show, she sent me the messages. I didn't get a chance to read them. On Sunday, I sat down and I read them all and I'm like, holy fucking shit. This is so bad. This is fucking much worse than I thought it was. She downplayed it, if anything. So let's check out this blog. Shall we? Okay. So there they are. So the two officers that she accused of misconduct were Tyler Russell and Mike Araclio. And she graduated from Acton-Boxborough in 2020. And she did not, she refused to cooperate. She did report it to a teacher, as it turns out, but then she refused to cooperate in the investigation. So the officers were exonerated because of that. So that's why when I reported that the officers were exonerated, that was the truth, but I didn't know it's because she didn't refuse to cooperate. Like that was never mentioned. She never mentioned that. So, we had a whole debate on here, and most people seem to be against me about the plop thing. I still disagree with you people about that, especially the women that are telling me about this. Like, you don't understand. Like, I still don't get the physics, but I think she just misspoke. I think she meant like you just rubbed this. I think after reading these messages that Araclio just had a boner, and he felt so comfortable talking about sex with her because they've done it so many times. They're just like, he's just rubbing his cock on the outside of his pants and just go beat off in the bathroom. I believe that now. I don't know I don't think he plopped his dick on the deck. That makes no sense. But I believe that he was rubbing his dick and then he went in the bathroom and took care of it. I definitely believe that. I find that 100% plausible after reading all these messages. Now, again, my issue was the blindly sharing it. It just fed into the whole anti-police narrative. I believe in due process, and it didn't seem like they were getting much. So, anyway, she has a long and documented history of criminal charges that we talked about and unstable behavior. But in her credit, right, when she came on here the other day, don't you guys think that, like, she was honest? I felt like that's one thing she was very honest. Like, she's just like, yeah. She almost rolled her eyes like she was embarrassed. Like, yeah, I was driving 115 miles an hour. Yeah, I have my neighbor has a restraining order on me. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did that. Like she was pretty, I feel like she was pretty forthright in her ratchet past almost, which again, I think is more explainable than some people's. More explainable. So, and I do hope this girl, like, she used to message me sometimes, and she would message like pictures of herself in like a bikini. And you know how you got like the notification when someone's read it? Like I would see she messaged me, and like if she had seen that I read it, she'd just message again because she would see that I read it. Well, when the bikini pics came or whatever, and then I get it, I'm like, oh, she's going to see that I fucking read this. So I'd try to hide it as like marked as unread, but she would have already got the notification by then. And it's just, I look back on that now and I'm like, oh, I understand this more now, because that is what these men did to her. I think mentally, that is the self-worth that she had as a result of them. She thought that her value lied in her ability to turn men on and look sexy. Like that is her whole, that's what she thinks men is the only thing that men will be impressed by. And I'm not impressed by that. First of all, it's like, I look at her as a child. Like I'm 41 years old. She's 20. That's how every 41-year-old man should look at that, as like, dude, that's like your kid almost. Like they're like barely, she's my daughter's generation. So like, I don't feel comfortable. Like, dude, that's why I don't understand these guys. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, it's weird. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, I thought like that whole thing, it was just weird because I didn't know what to say to her. I'm like, I think she asked me like, how do I look or something like that? And I just didn't respond. I'm like, I didn't know what to say. I'm like, oh, it's fucking, like, I'm not going to be like, well, you're fucking ugly, or you look like a hua. You look like, I'm not going to say that, but I'm also not like, it's just like, you just ignore it because it's sad that she seeks attention like that, like, I don't know what else to say, but anyway, so let's go back to this story. I had no idea if these allegations were legitimate, simply because she had no evidence against them, right? And her behavior and whatnot made her less credible. It just did. Then the Haywood Hospital thing happened in Gardner. That made her less credible too. But after reading more about her now, like I said, I understand where she's coming from and how she ended up like this. I'm always trying to, and you guys know me, like I'm not here to like, let the ratchets know this shit. I'm not here. The blog does not exist to punish you unless you're still a shitty person. Then I'm happy it's punishing. I'm happy it's following people like Monica Cannon Grant around because they're unrepentant. But there's hundreds of people over the years that I've written about who have moved on with their lives, right? And by the way, death doesn't count. I want to point that out. A lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, this so-and-so Ratchet died. Can you take it down? Their family's embarrassed. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. If you die Ratchet, if you're a Ratchet and then you never then I'm sorry. That's just how you're going to be remembered, as a Ratchet. Sorry. Apologize. But it is what it is. Dying doesn't get you off Turtleboy, but being a better person does. Cause I know what it's like, right? Like that's stupid fucking Clive McFarlane article or whatever. It's like bullshit out there that they'll always bring up and take out of context. And it's like, this ain't true, but it doesn't care. And by the way, Clive McFarlane wrote 2 good articles about me for the Worcester Telegram and Gazette. They're both gone. The Telegram took both of those down. Like one, I was raising money for a guy with cancer who had come to this country from Liberia. I held a student faculty basketball game. We raised money for his family. He had just recently passed away. And another one, I ran the Boston Marathon for money because I was raising money for uniforms when I was the head track coach at Doherty High School in Worcester. So those articles are gone. They got rid of those, but they did it intentionally. So this would come up negatively about me. And so I'm not a dickhead like the mainstream media. That's the difference between Turtleboy and the mainstream media. Is I actually have a conscience. I'm not some corporate controlled media outlet boogeyman who wants you to fucking be punished for wrongthink. I believe that people can change. People are redeemable. And I think and forgiveness is an important thing. So I'm not trying to punish her or anyone else. Right. But you gotta show it to me, cause I'm not going to get played either. And Angie hadn't done that yet. She threatened to sue me and blah, blah, blah. She wasn't coming on the show, etc. But so let's look at the evidence here. So this is former, luckily, Acton police detective Tyler Russell. And I think he's 34 years old. That guy with the dopey smile. And then there's this little meatball. The police detective, Mike Araclio. Look at this guy. This is the guy from the messages too. You're like, dude, you're so creepy. So that's the detective. He'd been there for quite some time in the Acton Police Department. Look at him. Luckily, he's not there anymore. Both have resigned as a result of this. So ironically, I kind of shit on Angie for her post because it had no evidence, the Instagram post accusing them. But that post was the catalyst for getting them fired. Even though it was not the reason they got fired, that post was so widely shared, it got other people to come forward who had also been victimized by them. And now they're not cops anymore, thank God. No, they are not cops elsewhere. And that's a good question because of this post thing. And I'm not like, the more I think about it, like, I think that post thing is working out okay. I was against it at first. It's part of the police reform package. But if it prevents people like this from just going on to the next town, then I'm for it. The post thing is this. I don't like who's on the post commission. I don't like how politicized it will probably be weaponized against good cops in the future. But for now, if it keeps bad cops like this from going on to the next town, then I'm for it. You feel me? Anyway. So Angie had previously accused Russell of grooming and having sex with her after she turned 18 and Heraclio of grooming her. Neither had any sort of disciplinary record. And Angie had a long documented criminal history. So who were people going to believe, right? The crazy chick? And I feel like they preyed on her because of that. It was like with the Catholic priest scandal. The Catholic priests weren't going after rich kids in Melrose. They were going after poor white trash in Southie. Because they want kids who come from fucked up, broken homes who ain't going to talk, who aren't going to talk, whose parents aren't going to listen to them. That's what they want. And so too was she targeted. Now, neither one of them was the resource officer in the school. The resource officer was a guy named Keith Campbell, who by all means seems to be a decent person and was the adult in the room. And it was almost like they were sneaking around his back when we read these messages. So Heraclio uses an alias. Let me see if Kelley Barrista is gone. Kelley Barrista. Let me see if Kelley Barrista is gone. Kelley Barrista. Did she change? Oh, she's still there. Oh, I'm going to message Kelley Barrista. Let me show you Kelley Barista's Facebook page. And don't message me or your message will come up. Check out her page. Yeah, let's get those likes up. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate that. Give me a big thumbs up if you guys haven't already. So this is Kelley Barista's page, and I'm like, she has 24 friends. She says she's from San Diego, and it's like, I don't know who this chick is, but whatever. And dude even like puts like a picture of fucking San Diego in his profile. Like, dude, what are we doing? Now I'm wondering who these chicks are. Like, he has got 24 friends. Who's this one? Who's Beth from Stowe, who works at Duncan's? You telling me he's not targeting her? Come on, dude. Like, this chick is being, I guarantee that chick is being groomed. Like, why is he friends with her? Stowe is right near Acton too. That makes me wonder. Like, when you look at some of these friends, like, who are these people? Maybe you guys can see that. But like, who's Nat Williams? Or I'm more concerned about the girls. And when we go on her about, go down here. Oh, oh, there it is. Okay. Look what he liked. First of all, I love how he liked the Chargers to push the San Diego thing, because he created this back when they're still in San Diego. Dude wanted to make it seem like he's from San Diego. He liked the San Diego Chargers page and the Patriots. But he also liked, look what else he liked. Acton-Boxborough memes he liked. That, I'm like, that's interesting. Click on that. Is that even a page anymore? Acton-Boxborough memes hasn't posted since 2012. So there's that. Okay. For some reason, this cop is lurking on that page. That's interesting. So back to the blog. So he messages her using this account. And let's just read this account, because this is fucking hilarious, man, this shit. Okay. Look at the way he talks. I need to do a Heraclio voice. Check this out. All right. Tyler Russell did stop by. Then you Gucci got your fill. What? You're a 44-year-old man. Real quick before Keith ruined it. That's Keith Campbell, the resource officer. He's basically the cock block, like the adult in the room who's like trying to do his job and be like an adult and a role model. And these detectives are sneaking around, being like, "Ooh, Tyler was there. Oh, really? Then you got that's Gucci. Then you Gucci girl. What? You got hands everywhere. Us real ones got work to handle." Okay. So he brought his baseball cards. So he's a baseball card collector. Anyway, we sitting side by side right now. Yo, you act like you text him and I ain't gone. No, I ain't gone. No, grown ass man. What? He describes Bo. He's explaining slang to her. We need to know who the alpha in the office is. You're my fave. Don't tell him. I'm telling him. Don't. It's cool. I'll take a couple weeks off. Angie duty. You and try to do your thing. What? Where you at? Where you at? She says. Then he goes, nah, you ain't finna play me. Oh, I am so embarrassed for this guy. You ain't finna play me. Dude, what are we doing here? What are we doing? He goes on. What you mean? D. Keefe. That's what they called Keith Campbell. D. Keefe say you only asking for one badge to roll through today and it wasn't mine. Maybe he got it twisted. Said Ty was there. Detective Tyler was there. Was called for. So he's jealous that this high school girl is more interested in his equally shady fellow detective Tyler Russell. Okay, go on. Go on. All right, kid, go do you. I got a grip of stuff to handle. Likely won't be today. I'm just 100 on it. He actually wrote that. I'm just 100 on it. No BS for me. You know that? Maybe tomorrow. One love. Oh my goodness gracious. He said that seriously. Maybe tomorrow. Got ish to do today. She's like telling him to come visit. Like, dude, this relationship immediately, as soon as I read these, is inappropriate. Like, why are you like, I got ish to do today. Lots going on this week in town. I don't want Keith. Why can't you just stop by? Ain't like tomorrow you gonna look toe up. Oh my God. I only got cute because I thought you were finna come. My B, we typically roll through on Luke's days. Otherwise, we do our thing. If things change, I'll hit you up. And he's like, and that's interesting that he said that. So Luke, I think, is another detective in town who might be shady too. I don't know. He must have known something. But he's like in the office and he's wondering, he must fill in on the days Keith Campbell's not working. And so he's like, I only feel comfortable coming on Luke days, basically. It's like a different vibe, he says, when Campbell's there. So that's interesting. He goes, I love them all, but I go for different reasons to see them. Not polite to discuss. Oh, so he wants to see high school girls. Don't K me, Angie. Sorry, Mr. That's Detective Heraclio to you. Detective Mike or Kelley. Anyway, I look cute today. No one's coming to visit me. I'm sure that's a daily occurrence for you. Why can't you just stop by? Luke probably be there tomorrow. I'll blaze through. School isn't my precinct. I got fams to visit. She doesn't know music. Okay. At least Tyler came through since you didn't. I got ish to do. I'm trying to run this unit. You feel me? Don't get mad. You can text Tyler. If that counts, fine, I will. Guess you did. This guy is so pathetic because he's jealous of Tyler. Like, it's just very obvious. He's very jealous that, like, yo, why you finna text my boy? You know? I ain't cutting it for you no more. What? I ain't got 100 on it? You know what I mean? Y'all feel my boy Tyler and all, but I'm saying I'm the alpha around this motherfucker. Dude, what are you? This is so embarrassing because it's all an act. This is not him. He's doing this to impress a child. Good luck with that. Didn't you already hit someone up this morning? Why are you so salty? You tell my boy you mad at me? My boy. You saw. Imagine caring if a high school girl was mad at you. Like, I taught high school for 11 years. At no point did I care if a kid was mad at me at all. Like, I assumed a lot of them were mad at me when they got bad grades. I just don't care because I'm a grown up, and that's not, they'll get over it. I'm not concerned about that in the least. But this guy's like, yo, why you mad at me, yo? I'm saying, figure deal me? My boy, you salty. So be in Keys by 9:55, she says. Now I got a reason to look cute. You better. Ugh, cringe. We could talk at the school. I'll be by tomorrow around 10 if you're free. And how do you know that? Detect. Okay. I'm going to call her soon. I have mad homework. Get Snap. So she's telling him to get Snapchat. We chatting on this. Same. Well, here, dumbass. You probably should have got Snapchat because then I wouldn't have screenshots of your conversations, dumbass. If you should have listened to her because then Snapchat disappears. I don't have any Tyler's messages because he talked on Snapchat. Probably a lot of dick pics in there anyway. I'll think about it. Nope, it's fine. Okay, whatevs. Nah, the real game, I see you. All about fun. Never about that business. Oh, Jesus Christ. Bow your head in shame, man. We chatting on this. Same. Haha, material things are just that. I have pride, my car, etc. So I get heated feelings for sure. But I also don't park next to other cars at the mall. Keep it safe. Oh, my God. You're an acting cop. Stop it. Labels aren't hot. I'm all about quality, though. How about this one? I spent 4 G's on a watch that I worn like 3 times. You know what I mean? You figure deal me? I got that bling, got that ice. But my theory is 30 years from now, that watch is still dope. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness gracious. Dude, someone get this man a moist towel or something. He's fucking hot right now. He's like, yo, it's dope, yo. I got this ice on my wrist. That shit's dope as fuck. 4 G's, you know what I mean? I owned a Corvette before my Bimmer. I get it. And then she goes, bougie. Like Too Short said, I'ma stay short, but funky. Who the fuck is Too Short? You know he had to Google it too. He's just like, Too Short. That sounds like me. I'm going to call it. I like that. Whoever that guy is, I identify with him. This guy's definitely owned a few flapper and caps. Definitely. I'm going to take a quick break reading this for Turtle Chats. Let me read it. All right. Our first Turtle Chat of the night comes from our pal, and I'll get right back to the messages. First Turtle Chat of the night comes from Joelle. She sends $25, and she says, I'm proud of you at the committee. Now let's talk about crusty panties. We are going to get to her, I promise. I appreciate that, Joelle. We got DW sends $25 and says, you've been real busy today between the blogs and attending the school committee meeting tonight. Strong work as always. Thank you. Also, shout out to Troll Homeo and Lounge Lizard. Lounge Lizard's name is Michelle Olson, a.k.a. Meals on Wheels. Michelle Olson, for the audio, don't know, she's a follower of the blog, kissed my ass for a few years, and is now on Team Crusty Panties. She might be the underrated biggest psychopath of all of them. Like, if you look at the Lounge Lizard account, which is her, and she pretends it's not her, and she says that Michelle created it, but then handed it off to her because for some reason the person now running it wanted an account with 70 followers. It was invaluable, whatever. So Lounge Lizard is Michelle, and she has nonstop screenshots of my group chat conversation called Blog That, from which we haven't used for over a year. And it's like old, like nobody gives a fuck about that. Like literally nobody gave a fuck when it came out. Certainly no one gives a fuck now. But here's the thing. They don't have access to that chat anymore. And she's always got a screenshot of it, which makes me think she's literally she sits in a wheelchair all day, which sucks. Although it's she deserves it. Let's be honest. She must just have like a fucking library of screenshots from Blogdat, which are like categorized so she can find them easier. Like she's got a fucking screenshot for everything, man. Let me tell you. So thank you to Michelle Olsen for that. So let me read the rest of this chat. So it says, also shout out to Troll Homeo and Lounge Lizard. You guys consume more Turtleboy content than anyone watching tonight. You are losers. And again, Troll Homeo, dude, you, my friend, are cash money, whoever you are. God bless you. I know a lot of people think it's Shannon. I don't think it's Shannon. Shannon, at the end of the day, was somewhat conservative in her value, like in her political opinions. Troll Homeo is clearly a raging liberal, so I don't think it's them. But I don't really care. Whoever you are, please keep it up, because I get donos all the time in your name. People are like, fuck Troll Homeo, I'm donating to Turtleboy. So please never stop. Like, they don't realize that not only are they my biggest fans, like Michelle Olsen reads the blog every day. She constantly has to screenshot it to like get her shit that she thinks people care about. Every time she does that, boom, ad revenue. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate that. And then the other one, it's like, you're just you read my content more than anyone. You think about me all the time. And you've been, to their credit, you've been doing this for years and you're never stopping. You've made absolutely no progress whatsoever. As a matter of fact, if your mission is to stop me, it's gone the exact opposite way. All I've done is grown in popularity, grown in influence, grown in reach, getting on freaking shows like Timcast, going on the Chrissy Mayer show. Like, that's what I do now. And to your credit, you just don't stop. You don't care about results. You don't care about the fact that you're clearly losing. You just keep going. And I'll give you credit for that. You know, you guys are going for you. So thank you. Without you, I don't nearly do as well for myself. So thank you very much to those people. So I appreciate DW, the dono. Also, another dono here from Kelley. Sends $20 and says, keep doing what you do. That is the plan, Kelley. I appreciate that. If anyone else would like to donate, the turtle chat is, let's see, do we get something? No, I didn't get a cash up. Yeah, you can click at the link at the top. Oh, we got a couple more donos since I last brought this up. DPM sends $10 and says, keep grinding, Unk. Onward and up year 2023 year of the turtle. You're goddamn right about that, folks. Thank you, DPM. I appreciate that. And $30 from Jessica says, we need to address good old Cam Burns here. Up to the same crap again. Yeah. You guys remember Cam Burns? I've written about him like 100 times. First time I ever did it was the night I was at Jinduso's house. Remember that night? That was because while it was happening, I was talking about Cam Burns, unfortunately. And so that's how I remember that. But anyway, he's a guy that just beats the shit out of women all the time, and then he gets like hot chicks. Like, they're trashy, but they're hot. But they just have no self-worth, obviously. And they think this guy's cool, and they always think it's not going to be me. It's not going to be me. And then they, right on cue, they get the shit kicked out of them. So the most recent one is posting her black eyes. It's like his collection of ex-girlfriends, just chicks with black eyes. Yeah. So thank you for that. And we'll get to that later on. I got to do a story on it. Yeah. $ Uncle Turtleboy for the cash app. Appreciate that, Blurred Lines. Okay. No, I mean, trash can be hot. It's like, well, you know, like at their core, they're hot. Like, you're a good looking woman. You got a nice body. You got a nice face. You got nice features. But at the end of the day, you're just, you know, you're trash. You're gross. Obviously, you're interested in guys like Cam Burns. Something's wrong with you, clearly. But anyway, back to this. Back to this fun chat here. So he goes, how's your day? Great, you. Then she talks about their fucking MCAS. Imagine talking to a kid about, as soon as I hear MCAS scores, and be like, I'm out of this conversation. But they're talking about her MCAS scores. What you got to do to get arrested? Why are you asking these things? The fuck? Okay. Because I wanted to know. Future husband, don't be mad. My B, I didn't know you had vibes. I was just kidding. You tell me, then tell him I'm jelly. 8 seconds later, jelly. Oh my God. In the game for 40 years, nobody outplays my mind. That's the other thing this guy tried to act like. He tried to act like he's just like, you can tell he's trying to impress her because he knows that women his age aren't going to be impressed by this retardedness. And for the first time in his life, he's like cool to these young girls. Like, they think he's cool. And so he's like, you're jelly. You know, I've been in the game. Been in the game 40 years. I'm an experienced older man. I'm wise. I can help you out and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, we all know you're trying to bang her. And the most pathetic part about this is she doesn't even want you. Like, you're trying to groom this young girl and she wants to bang your buddy. Ooh, that's even more cringe, dude. This is even worse. So anyway, he goes, you can be chill with both. I'm talking about the things you say. Pipe down the energy we detect. And you got to remember that we cool, we chill, but we got a job to do. Okay. No, it ain't. I'm a profesh. And you know how I handle. You focus on school with a K and get into Vegas. Stop worrying about visits. We got a prize to collect in a few months. Whatever. Your hormones be stronger than focus sometimes. I get it. But you got to reel it in. Oh, dude. Don't talk about hormones. Our world revolves around chemical balances. You meant imbalances, but hormones just a short word for it. That I want you in the game, not playing a game. You going to school. So he acts like he's like this guy who's been like, yo, I'm like, I'm being inappropriate and shit, but I'm also like the guy that's like preaching life lessons to you and shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I be breaking it down. Like, yo, I keeps it real. I'm like older and wiser and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gotta be worried about, shorty, you ain't gotta be doing that shit. You ain't gotta be doing it at the club. You go hang out with me, yo. I'll show you around town, girl. You know, come fly with me. Like, he acts like he's almost like the pimp. Who does this guy think he is? It's so cringe. The tech tie is fun and all that, but let's get back and do to the right stuff. You ain't got time to be badging it with your buddies. You feel me? It ain't about me being all in my feelings. I keeps it 100. Oh my God. I can't do this. This is a grown man, a police officer saying this shit. Like, he's like, if somebody's murdered in town, this is the guy that has to like interrogate them. Oh, it ain't about me being all in my feelings. I keeps it 100 day in and day out. I want the best Angelina I can possibly see. That all. Hey, maybe you go out to Vegas and marry a prince. I'm putting you on a pedestal and I need that focus in return. Oh my God. Okay, stop. Okay, just stop. Anyway, D. Keefe walking in my office talking about she asking for Ty. He's so jealous of Tyler. D. Keefe be walking in my office talking about she asking for Ty. You texting him back and forth over some toy games, saying, future hubby, look at your card every day. Quit that noise. Sorry, I'm laughing too hard. Quit that noise, Bo. He got a job to do. He a nice kid and he knew. He don't need to be tested like that. You can test me. I got stripes. I'm a sergeant. I've been tested. I get how this works. Saying daddy to him in office, don't be putting my guys in uncomfy position. You can try me. I'm thick. And I can shake it. But I'm not going to get flustered over our goals. You feel me? Sorry if it's too direct, but, today's game is making me mad because we're trying to get this damn thing done. Oh, Lordy, folks. I know. Maybe I can battle rap him. This guy might. Like, at least when I do it, it's a joke. This guy's like serious. When I joking-ish with you, don't take it to heart, shorty. That's my character. I push people to their limits. That's to better them. Not everyone can handle my style. You got to have the mind to grab what I'm throwing. And you have gotten me for the most part. He's new, Tyler. And he was talking to me. He going to play it off. But once again, he knew. So even if he don't say he uncomfy, you don't need to be tested like that. He my guy to train and take care of. So I'm saying ease up. This is just like the Stoneham thing, because Stoughton thing rather. In the Stoughton police, the detective or the lieutenant Divine there, he was the ringleader. He's like the Heraclio, the older guy. And the other guys, the other perverts, Farwell brothers, they were his proteges. They went through that program. And so he's essentially doing with Tyler what Divine did with the Farwell brothers, and that is train them to be perverts. Train them to be like, I'm gonna take him under my wing, shorty. He be fucking you and shit, but you can't be calling him that. You can't be calling him daddy. She called him fucking daddy in front of the other cop. Like, dude, are you kidding me? He's not even supposed to be at the high school. He covers elementary and the behavior. So you can't be like, you need to slide through. It ain't his precinct. I do appreciate the courtesy and respect you give to police. I love it. But just keep it proper, okay? No hubby talk. Arrest me talk. Come on now. I shouldn't have to do that. He ain't a dude at the club to flirt with. Why I even got to bring it up? Then he goes KB in the hizzle. Then how about this one? I got to drop. Ballet. He's bringing his daughter to ballet, and then a school meeting at the high school at 7:30. I got to go be an adult. Okay. And then he tells him to delete him on this. I could read these all night. And then he starts getting real with her. He starts giving her like fucking life advice. It's like, dude, you're horrible for her life. Anyway, I don't think I need to read the rest. Anything good? How about this when he said on dogs? On dogs, I want to be. I just don't know if I should be. Okay. Anything else worth reading? She still sends him pictures and shit. Was Gucci. Oh, this is where it gets creepy. Who's the other chick in your photo? You chilling with cheer girls now? Like, he's almost just like, yo, so I know you're banging Tyler, but yo, what's up with your friend? She trying to fuck? That's cool. Who's the chick in your photo? Yo, you look so diff from your 2016 pic. Don't even look like Chew. I'm Facebook stalking. Yeah, that's because she was like 13, dude, then, okay? Literally. And he sends her a picture of her in 2016 when she was literally 13 or 14. And he's like, yo, banging. Probably just an ill filter. Like, what? Ugh. You be changing. How many other chicks got 10 years clubbing by 25? You gonna be wore out. Oh. Then he sends her a picture of her and another girl at the beach. What beach is that? You know exactly why you're showing her that picture, dude. You know exactly why. But shit, we in like G block already. Anyway, you were all caught up in feelings and you took it out because he goes, I'm a good dude. That's what shitty dudes always say. I'm a good dude. Broski, I've been known you. Then he starts like saying, like, he knows her deal that she's like a product of her environment, had to overcome obstacles, blah, 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 blah. And it's just, that makes it even worse as he knows her background. When I met my boy today at Dunks, he was talking about hitting up Encore and he goes, the girl promoting the club was named Jasmine. I'm like, describe her to me right now. I was about to say, hells no. Okay. Maybe hit up an 18 plus club and show you how to dance. Oh. You can pop bottles for me. Oh. Anyway, then there's this guy, as it turns out. This is what the fuck's this asshole's name? Tim Slowey. And by the way, so as it turns out, the guy ended up getting fired, not because of anything they did to her, but because they started investigating them after this. They went through what's his name's phone? What's his fucking name? Russell's phone. And there's a fucking video of him masturbating. And it's not his personal phone. It's like the town issued phone. He filmed himself masturbating on the job. At least I was on the couch. And it was a fucking personal device. What the fuck? Jesus. So this guy filmed himself jerk. And that's why I believe, And that right there is exactly why I believe her story about him saying, I got to go rub one out in the nurse's office. Because that's just the culture that they created. These guys he probably spanked her so many times on video. You know, take it from somebody who's got a little experience in that. That guy jerked off on the phone all the time. I'm telling you right now. All the time. Well, the other guy, so is revealed that Russell used his department cell phone to record himself masturbating and take 2 sexually explicit photographs of himself while he was in uniform on duty. A licensed social worker who began working for Acton Police in 2022 complained that Heraclio made inappropriate sexual comments to her at work. They also raised concerns about Heraclio's cell phone communications with Angie. So they knew. So this got brought up. The social worker said that Heraclio told the student, I had to tell her that she can't send me naked pictures, but pictures in bikinis are okay. He actually told a coworker this. Dumbass. He also sexually harassed, or he was accused of sexually harassing the social worker, and he showed poor judgment by communicating with the student on Snapchat. He also allegedly, a 63-year-old woman said that he raped her and threatened her with violence, but that was found not to be credible because she's mentally ill. However, they did discover that with this woman, he accepted large gifts from her by telling her that he was struggling financially, and this woman is on government assistance, so she literally spent her stimulus money on gifts for him because he lied. Like, he scammed a 63-year-old woman. He's just that much of a piece of shit. Yikes. Anyway, then there's this asshole, Tim Slowey, the Attleboro Hall of Fame inductee and father of 3. He was her best friend's uncle, and he raped her repeatedly. Starting in 2016, but don't hold me to that. He attempted to flee to Hawaii, not realizing it was a state, not a country, and he gets arrested there. And that was in 2019. To this day, no trial has happened. That's how slowly our court system works. And so while all this is going on, and this is what Angie told me. She told me straight up, I saw it happen, her and the other girl, and tell me not to tell my friend. Then he would molest her and tell her not to tell me. Then one day he did it to both of us together. Whew. There's video footage of it. She said, I bled everywhere. I saw him shove his penis inside her, the other girl. I bled everywhere. At 13, I hadn't hit puberty yet. I looked like a child. I was a child. Maybe I wouldn't. This one hurt. This was hard. She goes, maybe I would have turned out somewhat okay if it wasn't for him. I lost complete faith in the criminal justice system too. 4 years. Are you kidding me? Why is it taking that long? Then I started getting in trouble and nobody knew why. I wasn't always like this. That's what these men did to her, man. That's what these assholes did to her. Like, that guy obviously is an animal, the one that fucking raped her, and I hope he dies. I hate him. But the other two, like, they recognized a damaged goods when they saw it, and they're like, well, I can use this for my own to get off with. Like, the same way, this is the exact same way that the Stoughton police viewed Sandra Birchmore as an object that they could use to bust loads. That's all that she was to them. That's all. So, yeah. By the way, this asshole, too, the animal, has been using fake accounts on Snapchat and offering her 30 grand to drop the case. That's how fucking retarded this guy is. Oh, good. The Acton police, ever since my blog. See, this is the Turtleboy effect. I'm like, the Acton police still has posts up with these guys. And I always screenshot just because oh, this one's still up. Okay. I screenshotted these other ones because I know like they're going to take them down. Dude, that's the Turtleboy effect right there. I write a blog, boom, shit gets taken down. And like I said, this whole shit with the suicide, and she's like, man, they are lucky. She could have easily been another Sandra Birchmore. Easily, man. So anyway, I messaged her before the show. She had said before that she was going to come on, but then I just said it now. And I'm like, she goes, I don't think I can come on today. Crying emoji. I'm sorry. And I just said, how come? You all right? And so whatever, whatever she feels comfortable with, that's totally understandable. I'm not going to be like, yo, why you dogging me? I start talking like a Racklio voice. That piece of shit. Okay. I got another dono I want to read out loud here real quick before we can move on to the next thing. Shelby sends $20. They don't leave a comment, but I appreciate the dono anyway. If anyone else would like to donate, the link is at the top. You can click on that, donate whatever amount of money you want. You write a message. I'll read the message out loud to the class when I get the notification, and that's that. So I really appreciate the donos, man, and all the support because we are riding high right now. Okay, let's talk about the next topic. So we got the court audio here. We're going to play it. Let me pull it up. Okay, so let's pull this up. Wait, did you donate? Did you do a dono, Scott? Hold on. Did I miss Scott's dono? Did you do Cash App or? Message me if you did a dono. Message me. Okay, so let's let's listen to this audio. So this is from a week or so ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago now. Kate Peter is being charged with a crime for stalking Lauren number one, posting her intimate pictures, and really just harassing her for a long time for no reason other than an association with me, and Krusty Panties is obsessed with me. Now I have buried Krusty Panties because I exposed what an animal her boyfriend Andrew Johnson is, not her husband, her boyfriend. Now everybody knows, even her supporters know. I don't think she's used the word husband since, because the jig is up with that. I've like all the police reports said boyfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend. So that's her boyfriend, not her husband. And she just doesn't fuck with me anymore because she realized, like, you ain't about that life, girl, to use a Racklio voice. You ain't about that life. You ain't a hunted on it. I'm a hunted because that's how I come. I come a hunted. And especially when you have the kind of skeletons in the closet like you have, like, maybe don't throw punches. If the best you have on me is, he jerks off in the basement. Nobody cares, but people do care about, an abusive boyfriend pulling a knife on your daughter, right? So they're trying to get this dismissed. That's their goal. And they file a motion to dismiss, and that is what they're hearing. So let's listen to some of this now, shall we?
Case docket 2206CR1091, question decision by themselves for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, Laura Drone for the Commonwealth.
I don't know why I didn't get this.
Jason Knight on behalf of Catherine Peters. Morning.
So real quick, Scott Storboard sends $10, and he says, "I know you're joking, but just for the record, you're not a grifter, TB. I know I am joking. Yes, that's correct." So it's like I got that from actually my guy DeFango. He named his show Griftcast. He's just like, what is called grifting? It's like, because it's stupid. I mean, it's an overused word, grifting, and it's just like that. Everybody calls each other's grifters now. Like anybody who makes money on YouTube gets called a grifter now. It's like, but it's not grifting. Like people are paying you because they like you. That's not grifting. Grifting is when you sell something. I bet you Andrew Johnson jerks off in the basement. I don't know, because it's an apartment, so they don't even own the basement. It's probably a shared basement. So that wouldn't even be safe. So anyway, I appreciate that, Scott. I don't know why that didn't come through. I don't know if anyone else had that issue, but I've gotten a few other ones. But let's play the tape.
Actually, it's good afternoon. It seems like probably because you've been here all morning.
Just got it.
Okay.
Newt Gingrich in the house.
So what business do we have? Did you file a motion?
I did, Your Honor. Actually, I was before you the last.
How long is this clip? Let's see. This is a 15-minute clip about? Okay.
The case law that I provided in the HBO.
But isn't it more than just speech? It's
in there. Big picture. what I'm saying is that there was an HBO that was put in place. And my client then simply talked about the beneficiary of the HBO in an online video with no threats, no, I'm going to get you, you better watch out, nothing like that, and certainly nothing in the real world to go along with the speech that was online. And under the case law, it just doesn't rise to probable cause for violation of an HBO.
But isn't it more than just speech if someone's posting pictures and those pictures are being presented in not a very flattering light? I mean, you even, in characterizing the pictures, you say that the people are in a state of undress. So doesn't that make it different than just plain speech?
So this is what the argument they're trying to make is like, oh, it's just freedom of speech. You know, what's the big deal, Turtleboy? It's just freedom of speech. Hold on, let me pull this up. This is the guy we're dealing with, by the way. Do we see him? Where'd he go? I can't show the whole screen. I can't show it. Hold on. That guy. But yeah, the whole thing is like, oh, it's freedom of speech. It's like, that's not even the issue here. Because this has already been litigated. Like the free speech argument was the argument you made when you tried not to get the order with hot, sexy lawyer, whatever the name is, girl boss. You lost. Elise Hershon, she lost. That's over. It's not free speech. Like you posted her address. That was stupid. And then you violated the order because you said that you called her out and you're like on a live and you're like, I'm gonna keep you. She said your. You know, I'm not gonna take your pictures down. You are nothing. I don't even care about you. Like she addressed her several times. You can't do that. As soon as that happened, like she thought, remember, Krusty Panties thought she was like Miss, like, I know the law. I know what I can do and I can't do. Apparently you don't. Apparently you don't know where the thin ice ends. You don't. Because you skated right over it, stupid. You fucking degenerate. Oh, Krusty. I fucking love that I buried her, folks. Didn't I bury her? I destroyed her fucking spirit. That useless, stupid cunt. I just buried her. And it feels so good that she's just not around. Nothing. It just, I can't tell you what satisfaction I take. I fucking buried her. She's done. Done. Play some more.
For our purposes, no. Here's why.
Okay.
Oh, it's not free speech.
So first of all, I've never actually seen these. I'm just going off the description of the police report.
He's never seen the photos.
Case, when you look at, you can do things. You can have speech that is offensive.
Yeah, no, Lauren's the one that really buried her. Absolutely.
In order to be the basis of a criminal charge of violation of the HBO, it's got to be threatened, and it's just not. If you look at the cases on point in this case, particularly the factual scenarios that are laid out, I tried to illuminate some good ones here in the memo for you. There's got to be something that says that, in essence, I'm going to cause you harm or your property harm.
But that's a great question, Deb. Is he admits there he's never seen the photos? He says he doesn't even know who he's defending or what he's defending here. It's like you might want to look at them, and that's not even the issue here. That the photos are one of the many things that got the order in the first place. You're being charged for violating the order. So what's your defense to that? That's what you should be focusing on. This dumbass.
If it's offensive, it doesn't count. If it's in poor taste, it doesn't count. If it's the kind of thing you wouldn't in a million years want to see like your children doing, it just doesn't count. And that's what we have in this case. I'm imagining that's probably a picture of two people kissing or something like that. I don't know, but it certainly is in poor taste. But
it's certainly my client's a piece of shit, but you know.
All right.
Good
so
defense.
When you say you haven't seen the pictures, have you requested the pictures in terms of discovery?
I have. I put in a letter to the district attorney's office last time we were here requesting discovery. They don't have anything for me today.
You don't have it either?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Commonwealth would request the court deny defendant's motion to dismiss. The defendant is moving to dismiss based on Benedetto and within the four corners of the complaint, particularly the supplemental police report the report ending in 65417. There are more than sufficient facts to establish probable cause for this complaint. In this complaint, the defendants alleged to have violated a harassment prevention order that order prevents orders the defendant not to contact or otherwise harass the victim. The order number, the restraining order, is incorporated in the police report itself, and it notes the expiration date.
Where is it issued out of court?
Our court, Your Honor.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
Can
the
you grab that for me?
I'm disappearing into Jason Knight.
yes, Your Honor, it's from August 23rd of 2022.
Oh, I don't fucking
And what's
remember.
the number?
2206 RO 468.
468?
That's correct. And Your Honor, the four corners of this complaint establish at least one, if not multiple, violations of that harassment prevention order. The first violation it notes is in the first paragraph, where the defendant posted a live stream YouTube video in which she states, quote, "I will not have to take down your pictures."
There it is.
And that, I think the language used in that is significant to show the defendant's intent, that it's directed at the victim, since she's addressing her on the YouTube video using your and not, she's not saying this person's name.
Yep.
I won't have to take down a third party's pictures.
Yep.
And it shows that she intended that message to reach her through her public YouTube channel. The next instance of harassment in the police report involves some of the photos that my brother addressed already. One of the photos is the police report indicates it's where the victim, Ms. Murray, and another individual, Mr. Kearney, appear to be nude without private areas showing. However, it is showing a picture of her kissing him while at least one of the photos appears to be them kissing each other while clothed. Another is while Ms. Murray and Mr. Kearney are not wearing clothes.
Why am I involved in this shit?
Ms. Murray
It's outrageous.
at the West on Center Street, which is a restaurant that she indicated she frequents. So, you know, these photos
These idiots
would constitute
posted a
criminal
fucking
harassment or
picture
even
of
potentially
a restaurant
stalking
in West Roxbury
under the law,
that she likes to
which
go
is
to.
a part
Like, that's
of
fucking psychotic.
what
That's like
is
a
required
message.
under violation of
Like,
a
we're
harassment
watching
prevention
you.
order.
That's fucking psychotic.
Since they are directed at the victim.
That's why you got the order, 'cause that's
it's-
crazy behavior.
It's portrayed in another YouTube video where she's publicizing a show that she's going to show in the future on her YouTube channel as a sort of a promotion, and she shows three different photos. It's something that seriously alarmed the victim, Ms. Murray. The police report indicates that these previews of that upcoming video have caused her to have some anxiety and depression, just to the point that she can't focus at work. And she was worried to be in public as well because of the video, of the photo that was posted of her on Center Street, since it was a photo that was posted of her in a public location. The third portion, where a reasonable person has to have substantial emotional distress because of it. I think the fact that the context of the photos, the first photo being while the parties are not wearing any clothes, even if it's not showing any acts, it would still be, I think, within the four corners, it is enough for a jury to find that a reasonable person would be substantially emotionally distressed by someone publicly posting this on a public YouTube channel. And I would also argue the photo of her on in a public location on Center Street would also be alarming. A reasonable person would be alarmed by that if she was not.
And by the way, that was the point of Kate posting all this shit, was to alarm her. Like, there's no other reason to do it. What other value did those images provide? Like, we get the point. Like, we've been pretty open about my situation. right? My behavior, we all know I'm not perfect. We've been over this before. It's nothing new. We like you've posted much worse about me. The only way, like, Kate did this to punish her. That's what it was. That was a message. That, like, if you are involved or associated with me, this is what we're going to punish you. We're going to make it so you can't be friends with this person, right? You can't take pictures with this person. If you do, we're going to make you famous too. Even though we don't know you, you could be a good person. You know, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't hurt us, but we're hurting you because of that. It's fucking malicious and deranged and obsessive because Krusty Panties and I were never in a relationship. Like, so what the fuck is this is psychotic behavior for somebody that you're not even like an ex of. Like, it's crazy.
Where someone was taking a photo of her out in public while she wasn't aware of it. I believe that would
stalked her, like,
constitute harassing
like
speech.
They literally did that. Like, Kate posted on her fucking channel that she had a private eye who was following us around for 6 months. That's what she said. That's psychotic. I highly doubt she did, but to post that you do is fucking crazy too. Why would you write that? Like, why would you make that lie up? It's just that you're psycho. Like, why? I'm not that interesting to follow around. You want to go to my kid's fucking soccer game or watch me drop my daughter for cheering or shit? Like, it's not that exciting. I promise you. Follow me around. Jesus Christ. Yikes. Just bonkers behavior. Bonkers.
Under the statute. So we would request that the court deny defendant's motion to dismiss.
All right.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
I
she
want to
literally
take
said
under
that.
advisement, and I'll write something. I want to look at the cases that you cite. I want to look at the case law and also review the restraining order itself, as well as the police report. And just so we're clear, when did the complaint issue?
The complaint issued on November 16th of 2022. I believe, and I'm happy to double check, I believe it is after a clerk's hearing on the 15th of November. Yes.
Criminal complaint, Judge, or the HBO complaint?
The criminal complaint.
Okay.
Really?
November.
We'll talk about this later.
Magistrate's hearing, the magistrate didn't know how YouTube works.
I haven't heard this part.
And
I heard he complains about me.
Incidents
Oh, here we go.
since
This has to be it.
complaint issue.
I'm not aware of any, Your Honor. I'm happy to check in with Ms. Murray, I believe, is present
Is
today.
Murray here?
Yes, Your
Do you
Honor.
want to check with her?
I'm happy to, if I may have one moment.
Yay. Criminal complaints. Love it. I got a couple donuts I'm going to read when this is over. It's almost done. I mean, it's psychotic that this is all just about me. Like, you care about me this much. And what did you do? Like, that's the thing. It's like they've done this to Suzanne. They've done this to Tori Potato, they call her. They tried dragging her into shit. They've accused me of having sex with her. Like, they just go down the line and they just don't care. And finally, one person is just like, enough
Your
is
Honor,
enough.
Ms. Murray tells me that there was not any similar incident since then, but there was apparently a blog that was posted before this incident happened.
Yeah, that's a good point. That blog about me that she roasted me about like a year or so, or whatever, about that those douchebags brought up. What was their names? The guys, the scammers with the junkies. I forget their names. Victor, the good boss. He brought that up, and that blog that he brought up that Kate wrote, her pictures are in there still. So that's still like, that blog being up is a violation of the order. She should probably take that down if she knows what's good for her, unless she wants to finna catch more charges.
That was reshared. She's not sure exactly who did the resharing. That included some of the same photos. So basically, it was a blog that was.
But since,
Right, so it was originally written beforehand and then reshared after this incident occurred.
okay.
Judge,
And do you attribute that to the defendant, or is it the type of thing that because it's in
I do.
circulation, it could be distributed?
Well, she's been asked to take it down, first of all, and I would argue that we saw Shannon dump truck on Victor the Good Boss's TikTok page saying we saw her share that link on there, so we know that she works. What's her name? Dump truck works for Krusty Panties, so we know that she essentially got it to her. So there's that.
It could be, I believe it could potentially be distributed by other parties, so we're not exactly sure. But
I'm saying, dude, this is like what this is what the magistrate would ask. Like, dude, why
So
they don't get it?
Sounds like there haven't been any other incidents going forward, so I just want to emphasize the importance of that.
And Judge, just
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Because I tried real hard to contain my motion to the De Benedetto standard and 4
Right.
hours of police report. Since you asked about further incidents, I'm not aware of anything that my client is accused of having done, and the prosecutor just confirmed that. On our side, this is the fourth time my client has been in this courthouse, and each and every time she has left this courthouse, the fiance, Aidan Kearney, who I mentioned,
Fiance
citing witness, is out on the front stoop and engages in aggressive and confrontational tactics in order to obtain video.
Okay, first of all, everything there is a lie. Everything he just said is a lie. Fiance, this is making shit up. I feel like he's done no research. Talk about a bargain basement discount lawyer, Newt Gingrich over here. I mean, look at this guy. Oh, but he's saying, like that I follow it. Like, I don't, I'm conducting interviews. I'm trying to interview, and it happened twice. I tried to interview her. Once I was assaulted in the course of my duties. So that was it. The other time, the first time we were there, I didn't even go inside because it was a closed door magistrate's hearing. I just waited outside, and I was waiting by the attorney's car because I know the attorney. Remember, because that's mother, the girl from Weymouth with the shitty father who ran for office and said he didn't have a daughter. Yeah, that guy, Hancock. So, because that's mother is the lawyer. That's how I met this lawyer. And I'm like, I wanted to hear how it went. So I waited by her car. As it turns out, and she came out with Lauren number 1 and we talked about it. As it turns out, Kate parked next to her. So that doesn't count. Like, it's not my fault. The fucking parking lot's small, like it is what it is. All right, let's play some more. So was the court? No, that was not. Like, he just says whatever he wants. Like, where's he come up with this shit? All right, let me play some more.
He then turns around and posts on his own rival blog.
Rival?
I have been a victim of it personally, right? He walks out, he's got his camera.
You hear that?
Like, just give us some space. And he's not doing it. Last time my client had a friend here, and that friend unfortunately got into a little shoving match and face-to-face action, all of which is grist for the mill for the YouTube money machine that Mr. Kearney runs.
What? What a fucking liar. None of that is true. Wait, let's just repeat. Let me hear that again. This is my first time hearing this. I need to rehear these lies. I need to rehear these. All right.
He's not doing it. Last time my client had a friend here, and that friend.
Okay, first of all, it's not a friend here. It's her boyfriend, Andrew Johnson, who she has a restraining order on because he fucking beat the shit out of her in front of Steven, and he pulled a knife on her daughter. That's right. He's not allowed there. But they came together, and she's like, they ran into each other. No. That's the person that she calls her husband. It's just a friend. They're just friends. Right.
Unfortunately got into a little shoving match. Do we need to watch the tape again? I don't think we do, but it wasn't much of a shoving match. A shoving match implies that both parties were shoving. There was only one shover there. I was just trying to interview Kate and ask her about if she had any comment for the victim's family, because that's what a good reporter does. They interview the criminal defendant. And unfortunately, I couldn't do that because this aggressive this crackhead Andrew Luck comes over and he pushes me several times.
and it's all on tape. So I don't know who you think you're proving, who you think you're lying to, because the police saw it and then they charged him criminally as a result of that. So there's that.
Action and face-to-face action, all of which is grist for the mill for the YouTube money machine that Mr. Kearney runs.
The YouTube money machine that Mr. Kearney wants. Motherfucker, I've been demonetized for 18 months. I wish this was a moneymaker. By the way, good reminder, if you guys want to donate, you got Turtle Chat at the top. Feel free to click on that, donate whatever you want, write a message, and I will read it out loud when we have the next break. Also, my Cash App, $sign Uncle Turtleboy. But besides that, I'm not running a YouTube money machine here, people. I'm just trying to speak truth to power. I'm just trying to go in places like the Billerica School Committee and give them a piece of my mind. What's wrong with that? It's America, baby.
All this to say, it's not relevant to the motion, obviously.
She's a grifter.
But you asked about other things that are happening. This is happening to my client as she walks out, because I think this whole thing is a little ginned up for the publicity.
Okay.
And I appreciate you taking the time to.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, because I know this is an important issue to both sides. Okay. So going forward, I sincerely hope that the parties cannot engage on both sides. And just
like Lauren is not engaging at all. Like Kate blamed, she lied and said, this woman's following me and doing this and that. She's not doing anything to you. She wants nothing to do with you. You stalked her, not vice versa. Now she's just using the law, which is on her side, to get justice for the crime that you committed against her. Fat, gross pig. Yikes.
separated. I understand there's bad blood here. I get it. It happens, unfortunately, but I certainly do not want to see an escalation on anybody's.
Then don't escalate.
Defendant as well as the complaining witness. All right. Having said
We're
all
gonna see
that,
if we can-
having said all that, why don't I give you a pretrial hearing date? And that doesn't suggest that I'm going to deny your motion. I just need to look at everything.
I understand, Judge.
All right.
Yes,
So
it
what's
does.
the date for everyone?
That's interesting. She's already getting a pretrial date. Why would you do it? That means she has no intention of dismissing this. She says that, oh, that doesn't mean, yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I've been kicking this out a month at a time, but I have a trial a month from today. How about perhaps March 10th, it's Friday?
Sure, that's fine.
That works for us. Thank you.
And I'll be there March
We will,
15th.
If we see any signs of trouble, we will try to engage the help of the court officers.
Please do. Because I think it's in everybody's best interest to try and cool things as opposed to accelerate.
Thank you.
Again, if you watch the video, did I accelerate in that video? How did I accelerate? Not be like, you're a cunt or anything like that. I'm just like, I did that with Chrissy for sure. Like I was that way with Chrissy. But I learned from that. And now I'm just like, Miss Peter, do you have any comment, Miss Peter? It's like professional. Like, you're not going to stop me from doing that. This dude he really called himself a victim. Oh my God, dude, get over yourself. Chill out, Nuke.
Judge, when we come back, we should just find wherever you are.
No, you'll have my decision ahead of time.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Oh, perfect.
You'll have my decision ahead of time. Way before.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for your patience and your courtesy. Thank you.
Well, it's March. It's what, the February 21st? No decision yet. So Judge Coffey is not on that. That's Janetti's arch rival right there, that woman. Okay. So there's that. All right. Last thing. Let's watch some of my speech, shall we? From tonight. Billerica. It's already got 1.2 thousand views. Nice. Okay. All right, let's watch it. Too bad they can't carpool to the court dates. Whatever March 15th is, I'll be there. I think Lauren's is March 10th. So his and her court dates. How about that? All right, check out this first speaker. This chick with the mask.
One of our district's strategic objectives, which is to cultivate an educational
Look at the mask. The
environment
mask.
that builds acceptance and respects differences, where everyone is seen and valued, so that students and staff feel safe, a strong sense of belonging, and connection to the school community. I came here tonight in support of the Students of Color Association. I want to commend the Student of Color Association for putting together a beautiful and impactful assembly for men. In watching the school committee over the last couple of years, I have seen so many of you members speak out on a number of issues, but we need to be doing more to protect and defend the students of color in this community.
What?
Especially after the reaction from the community and threats to the students after the presentation by Monica Cannon-Grant.
Like what? That's why I'm like, threats to the students? What's threat? There was no threats to the students. They just make shit up. A guy at the end, who by the way is awesome, retired Boston cop who lives in Billerica, announced that he's running for school committee. We all gave him a standing ovation. He's dope. It's just like, you can't, he asked, he's like, who threatened you? Who threatened you? We'd like to know.
In regards to the presentation, what has been lost is all of the good that came from the speaker.
How can you not laugh at that? Oh, we got gavelled. She gave me the negative look. Like, okay, I'm sorry. But it was funny. I thought she was doing a comedy routine.
It's about coming together as a school community, being accomplices to one another, to not tolerate discrimination, having difficult conversations, meeting and asking questions to grow in their understanding. She spoke about difficult topics and gave voice to the daily struggle of many students of color. I want the school committee to know that there are many parents in this district who are committed to promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in our schools, and who want to be there to continue to
Look at the mask.
difficult but impactful conversations with the students around their own biases, privileges, systemic racism, and advocating that Black lives do matter. And yes, these kinds of conversations are uncomfortable for people who are white, but also recognize that on a daily basis, many, if not all, students of color walk around in discomfort throughout most of their day.
Imagine saying that all students of color walk around with discomfort throughout their day. What the fuck are you talking about, white lady? What are you talking about? That's just literally made up. These people cannot stop making shit up.
These conversations need to be required for all students.
Required.
Not just those students whose parents are likely already having these conversations at home. Because without this discussion...
Did you hear what she just said there? These conversations, like with people like Monica Cannon-Grant, should be required because they might not be going on at home. Basically, like that is her saying that we don't want you to parent your kids. We're the daddy now. We're in charge. Not you anymore. We're in charge. You're not. Okay? You're not the daddy. You don't get to make these decisions. We do. Okay? So cut the shit. Cut the shit. All right, let's play some more. Actually, we'll go with the white background.
And listening to all perspectives, progress cannot happen, and we cannot achieve our district norm of building a school climate where all students feel seen and valued, safe and connected. My fear is that the reaction from the community has stifled the voices of our students of color and created more division than unity in the community.
So, like, enough about this what was the reaction from the community? She's like blaming people like us for being upset that Monica Cannon-Grant, the worst person on earth, the most despicable human ever, was allowed to speak. Like, how dare you be upset about that? The problem isn't us bringing Monica Cannon-Grant to the school. The problem is your reaction to it. You're making the black kids of Billerica scared about this. Some fucking how that makes them scared. Being like, yo, convicted felons are not convicted, soon to be convicted felons, and race baiters who threaten to murder congressional candidates. Maybe they shouldn't be, featured speakers at schools.
I can tell you as a parent, after hearing last week's public comments from parents in this community, my fears about sending my own children of color to school in this community have been reinforced.
Jesus Christ.
My hope is that we work together to repair this and help all of our students.
My own children. Like, why are your kids scared? Why are you scared to send your kids to school based on it? Like, what? How does that make? Why are your kids scared to go to school? I swear to God, these white women who have children of color, be it adopted or biracial, it's like they do it just so they could talk about their biracial, their children of color. They do it just for that, just because they can't be oppressed. So they might, but if they have kids, then they can kind of be oppressed through extension. The transitive property of oppression.
Be fully themselves and have a sense of belonging at school. Thank you.
So this guy Jim speaks next. He was good. Jim's a turtle rider, but we're gonna skip his thing just so we can get to the big show.
Okay, next is.
He did a great job, by the way, Jim. Great job. By the way, and there's this woman Kelley, Sardinia. I don't know if that's how you say her last name, but I've spoken to her many times before. She's one of my Billerica people. I met her tonight for the first time. Dude, she's like a fucking pain in the ass to these people. It's great. She like Billerica meetings. There's no order whatsoever. A lot of places they get to get the gavel out and like, you know, do their sense of power. In Billerica, they just let you talk. They just let the masses yell shit. It was kind of funny. It's like old school, like Canadian politics where they just yell at each other. Wild. They're just like, and they just allow it. Like nobody stops them. They just get to interrupt. She spoke once. And then she's like, I just want to speak again. So she just got to speak again about the budget for like 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm going to be late for the live show. Hurry up and talk. But anyway, so listen to her. She yells at the superintendent here who speaks like a freaking Tim Piwawar, real class A douchebag. He was looking at his freaking computer the whole time. Like he couldn't even look the speakers in the eyes. And she calls him out for it, and rightfully so.
You know, you're all elected leaders. Okay, and leaders step up and they take responsibility. And so far, none of you have had the courage to take responsibility for bringing her here. If you can't do your job as leaders, then step down and let someone who is willing to step up. And that's all I have to say.
Through the chair, could you ask the superintendent to please close his computer and pay attention to the speakers?
Yes. That was awesome.
I think the residents would also.
They hate the superintendent in this town. They hate him.
Yes, that's correct. My name's Aidan Kearney from 111 Mason Road, Jefferson, Massachusetts. I'm a social justice leader, a civil rights icon, and an award-winning journalist. First, I want to say that I'm glad to see that the internet works today, because I was under the assumption that the Google machine broke in this community, because out of the 351 towns and cities in the entire state of Massachusetts, only one was as dumb as yours as to invite Monica Cannon Grant, the most notorious racist, violent criminal in the entire Commonwealth here. It's so embarrassing that Tom Glavine tells people he's from Tewksbury now. Oh! When I spoke to Mark on my award-winning live show, he came on there and he told me that the school committee did not know about Monica Cannon Grant because it was paid for by a grant from a nonprofit called Billerica Partners for Education. However, what he did not mention was that two people on the board, 1 and 2,
called you out
on that organization. They both knew about it. Why didn't you tell me that? I feel like that might be a little bit relevant, that the assistant superintendent and one of 5 elected members of the school committee is on the organization that paid this racist bigot to come here. And that's exactly what she is. I heard a speaker come up a minute ago with the mask on there. I heard her through it. Let me just give you a quote here. Maybe this is a quote that they like. If white vagina and white penises jeopardize your melanin, then we need you to sit in the back of the class. He getting that pink uncooked vagina, but keep your mouth shut on black shit if you ain't ready to be black. In regards to my friend Rayla Campbell, who is in a beautiful interracial
I struggle with this one. I struggle.
Relationship
Say
with
that
her white husband. She's black. She ran for Congress, by the way, to threaten her. Monica said, regardless of how many white penises you ride, I ain't mad at you, sis, because if you ride in that mother trucker for a credit score, get you that house, boo, get you that 40 acres. Just don't forget that use a trigger. Monica said that. We got people up here talking about, oh, she said nice things. Who cares? She's a violent, racist bigot, and any kid can see that. It's embarrassing. I read about towns like Coleraine, Brockton, and New Bedford, and yours is the most shameful. Seriously, get on the internet, Google these people. It's embarrassing for you guys. Anyway, her speech wasn't about social justice or equity or any of that crap. It was just a huge monologue about how she's not guilty. But the feds have a 99% conviction rate. So here's my question. What are the kids going to think when she's convicted and jailed?
Ooh, good question.
What are they going to think?
Good question.
You're going to make her lose faith in the justice system, that Monica is some sort of martyr for the cause of Jesus Christ. Why? So my final question for you guys is, why haven't you condemned it? I'm asking you right now, every single person on this board, including the one who's not looking at me in the eye, who's on the board.
I was.
Do you condemn Monica Cannon Grant's violent, racist rhetoric? Yes or no?
Oh, yes or no?
Anyone? Anyone want to condemn bigotry and racism and threats? Giving you a chance to condemn it.
There's no place for racism anywhere.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you for condemning it. First, do you guys condemn it?
Got one.
You're on the board, right? Sherry, no? Joe, you condemn it? You said you wanted equity. Why don't you put the quit in equity and quit your job and hand it over to a person of color who's more qualified than you are? I know it's nice to say equity, but why don't you put your money where your mouth is and quit your job? Put the quit in equity right now. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Oh, boo, roasted. Anyway, so yeah, that was my speech. Hope you guys liked it. I'm getting better at this. I feel like that was my, like, usually I write a speech and like when I spoke in front of the Holden committee about like masks and shit, like it was written or out, and I feel like it's not as good. So now I just go up with like, I just have a bulleted list of talking points. I did write out the actual Monica quotes because I wanted to read them out loud because I feel like they need to hear that. I feel like a lot of them haven't heard that before. So I just got up there and I did what I did, and hey, that's just Turtleboy gold right there, baby. That's what we do. So hopefully you guys liked it. Turtle Cadet was in the house. Thank you. I appreciate all the positive feedback. They didn't hate me though. It's like the committee, I mean, the people liked me. So that's all that matters to me. I don't care about like that square superintendent. Nobody in that town likes him anyway. I appreciate all the comment. Man, you guys are too nice tonight. Let me tell you that much. Could have awarded. I know. I could have mentioned a lot of shit, man. I could have mentioned a lot of shit. I could have mentioned the fact that they sent out an email using the school email address soliciting donations for that nonprofit, which was used to pay Monica Cannon Grant, which means teachers inadvertently paid for this to happen without knowing it. But I really appreciate that. The mask lady left right after she spoke. She didn't want to catch the virus, so she had to get home to her biracial children. God bless her. I hope they're doing good. Hope they're not too scared. It sounds like their life is pretty rough growing up in Billerica. It's dangerous being a person of color in Billerica, apparently. Who knew? But got a couple of donos I want to read to the class here. Steven sends $25 and says, for all your hard work for the Billerica residents. Hey, thank you. And the Billerica residents, don't sell yourself short. You guys showed up too. It's your town. I'm just happy to be there. I was really nice to see all those people I'd never met before. A lot of them, they're just like, thank me for coming. I'm like, no, thank you for coming. I appreciate you having me here. So that's cool. You got that right. They were not ready for that smoke. They were not ready for that smoke. What do we got next? Next dono is from Too Short, sends $10. It says, Turtle Nation, gotcha back, Angelina. Absolutely. Lauren De Laguna says, sends $5 and says, hey, everyone, I have some tough news. I'm facing a very difficult time. The very smart and very impressive non-rapist Tony Branch informed me he plans on suing me. I'm sure I'm going to be broke by his ingenious lawyering skills. Please pray for me and go to my PayPal. I promise all funds to give me will go directly to fight this Tony Branch. Yeah, if you guys didn't see this, just like every dollar you gave, she goes, I will fight. Every dollar will go directly towards fighting this Tony Branch case, just like every dollar you gave Kate goes directly to the fight against the Castro, meaning it's not actually going to that. But don't check in case I get hungry and use your money on El Polo Loco instead. Yeah, so if you guys missed that, Tony Branch threatened to sue Lauren De Laguna yesterday on Twitter. So that's how his life is going right now. We'll see if it actually comes to fruition. That'd be fucking, I hope it doesn't happen for her sake because he's a pain in the ass. But it would kind of, I feel like she's not afraid of that happening at all. She'd fucking smoke him. That would be funny. It'd be good practice for her becoming a litigant, I think. She's definitely more skillful in the law than he will ever be. That's for goddamn sure. And I did like the dig in there about like, that's the money will go to. It's like she raised over $60,000. We just forget it. Like I feel like it's kind of been forgot about. It's like, it's just gone. All that money's just gone. And there's no fucking accounting of it whatsoever. And that, like, that's grifting. Like when the word grifting is overused, Krusty Panties is a grifter extraordinaire. A grifter is somebody who raises money for something and they're fraudulent. And that's what she is. She's fucking fraudulent. Like she's raising money for, she says it's going to X, but really we don't know where the fuck it's going. It ain't going to the Chile Defense Fund because she doesn't have a lawyer for that anymore. She could have done that on her own. I'm sure some of it's going to Newt Gingrich for his joke of a defense, but 60 fucking grand, dude, that's easily a year's salary for her. Easily. Yeah. Even Chef Mike with his fake cancer thing can't even pull in 20 grand. We'll be talking about Chef Mike this weekend, dude. You have no idea how many people are messaging me about Chef Mike right now. And yeah, you a trigger. You was a trigger. You like how I dropped that in there? I'm like, are they going to let me say this? Fuck it. I'm just going to say it anyway. Because they're like, it's so stupid. I mean, words, it's like, okay, I don't want to say the N word, but it's kind of stupid that you can't quote somebody when that's what they said. But I'm like, well, I guess I'll just rhyme it. Bitch ass trigger. And remember that high school kid came on and was like, you can't say that. That's racist. It's really not. Things that rhyme are not racist, but okay. So thank you for the dono there, Lauren De Laguna. Another dono from Billerica. I think that's how you pronounce it. Since 50. Thank you very much, Billerica. He goes, or he or she says, keep doing what you do best, and I'll keep doing what I do best. Winning races. Winning races. Billerica. Like I don't know who that is, but good job of winning the races. I appreciate that, Billerica. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? If anyone else wants to donate, the link is at the top. I can read those chats out loud. If you do that, $ Uncle Turtleboy in the Cash App. I don't think we got any catch up. So, fire away if you guys have any questions. If not, we will call it an evening. Okay. No, this just went off. Something went off on here. Cash App from Caroline Forth sends $10 and says, great job tonight. I appreciate that, Caroline. Appreciate that very much. Oh, the horses. That's a Suzanne one. I appreciate that, Billerica. Did you see the pathetic Tony Mazz crying for forgiveness? Yes, I did, man. So if you missed it, Tony, Mike Felger from Felger and Mazz show was like at a hotel somewhere remotely doing the show, and like he was in the computer room. Two guys came into the background. They were black, and Felger made a comment to them. He had recently had his car stolen, I guess. And so Tony made a joke. It's like, oh, don't let them steal your car or something like that. It was an obvious reference to the fact that his car recently got stolen. If they were any other race, the people in the background, it would be a non-issue. But because they were black, it's like the end of the world. And he literally cried yesterday, the whole show, for forgiveness. And Chris Gasper, who is like 1/80th black from the Boston Globe, that fucking pandering tool bag fuck who started chirping at me yesterday on Twitter. Gasper, you pandering loser fuck. Because he's like, Gasper forgave Tony for that, as if Tony needs your forgiveness for that. I don't feel bad about Mazz because he's a raging liberal loser too. So, and anybody who bows down to the mob like that deserves to get destroyed. But Gasper is like this fucking unbearable cringe loser from the Boston Globe sports section. And he's just like, I forgive, it was wrong to do. It was horrible, but I know Mazz, I forgive him. It's like, and I tweeted, I'm like, would you be affording the same forgiveness if it was a conservative that did it? And he's like, apples and oranges, it would be consistent if it was a conservative. Okay. Shut the fuck up. Basically it's okay when your people do it. That's all. It wasn't racist when Mazz did it. It's kind of funny to see him get dragged. I'm not going to lie, but it's fucking stupid. Can you play the part with the last speaker? I didn't tape that far. I stopped taping after me, but it's all on the thing. He was really good. Go watch. It's on the Billerica Town website. Have you seen any of Trump's pathetic attacks on Desantis? I've seen him a lot. Yeah. So I started a Twitter account. You guys should follow it. I'm just going to start updating it recently. What's it called? I think it's at Ron versus Don. Let me see. Yeah. Go follow at Ron versus Don. I just made an account on Twitter where I'm just only posting screenshots of like what Trump said today versus what DeSantis said today. So it's just blatantly clear the differences in our two options here. Whereas one is just talking about stupid shit, taking ridiculous childish attacks that like aren't landing the way that they used to, and another guy who's just fucking dominating life in Florida, like dominating politics. So go check that out. It's sad. I mean, it's just like Desantis hasn't even declared he's running yet, and he already owns Trump's brain. Ron DeSantis is going to end this joke of a presidency in what, 20 months, 21 months we have until we get to actually see Ron DeSantis end this disgraceful anti-American presidency that we are all living through right now. Is this shirt available in the Turtleboy store? It should be. Yeah, go check it out. I put it in the Turtleboy store. I purchased it for myself. Comes in a few different colors. I got 2 of them. I have not heard back from, I stopped following the Good Boss, so story got old. I'm not sure. I can go check it out. The Sports Hub is Boston sports radio for the left. And what's EEI? At that, I mean, the Sports Hub just talks about sports. And that's what's gay about these channels is they just talk about sports. It's like, at least they got rid of Adam Jones. At least they got rid of Adam Jones. They got that going for them. I don't mind Mike Felger. I've always found Mike Felger interesting enough to listen to. For a sports guy, he makes sports at least somewhat interesting. When he starts talking about hockey too much and he like kind of wants to show off that I'm a hockey fan, I get a little bored with it. I can only take so much Bruins fourth line talk. Like I don't have that much of an interest in it. I like the Bruins, but I have no interest in discussing about like who should be on their fourth line. I find that incredibly boring. And when they talk Red Sox, I don't watch the Red Sox. I'm not a Red Sox fan anymore. So I just zone out all Red Sox talk completely. The only thing I want to hear about, I could listen to the Patriots all year round, and I want to hear about them Celtics, man. Obviously, I like to hear about the Bruins, but dude, it's fucking pretty cool that we have the 2 first place teams, like by a lot. Like the 2 best teams by a lot are both in Boston. One of them has to win the championship this year. I think the more likely, according to Vegas, the Celtics are plus 350 to win it all. The Bruins are plus 450 just because hockey is harder. Like there's more upsets in hockey. A lot of shit can go wrong. Basketball is less likely to. But one of them has to win it because they're both so fucking good. The Bruins, this is like the last chance for them. This is David Krejci and Patrice Bergeron's last stand. Like they have to fucking win it this year. Pasta will be here for a long time, obviously McAvoy, but they got to win it with this core. I mean, Bergeron's lost and Krejci have lost twice in the Stanley Cup Finals. You can't go out like that. They got to get a second ring. That adds a lot. That means a lot to the legacy, winning your second cup. The Celtics, people forget the Lakers tied them for championships with that fake bubble championship that they got in 2020. So we each got 17 now. We got to get that 18th. We've lost what? 2 NBA finals in a row. We lost in 2010 and we lost last year. You got to win the finals. Brown and Tatum will be here forever, but in today's NBA, these guys have so much personality and they're also sensitive that like they could just demand a trade tomorrow. You never know. Like you got to win now. You got to win now. Do you really think LG posted that video on Twitter showing somebody sent me that to me. I guess she made an account, they're saying, of like her, I guess she's just gone full OnlyFans. So apparently it's a bit, because you guys remember I was like insinuating I might do it on there. It sounds like according to her announcement, she's beating me to the punch. I guess I swear I always said that. I'm like, she wants this out there. There's no way she doesn't want this out there. She wants the attention, and I was just whatever. Enjoy it. Nothing I've never seen before. Let me tell you, ain't that special. Trust me. You disagree with me about what I've said a lot. Oh, the Trump stuff, probably. I have not seen Matt. So Matt Walsh was on. Tell me what happened with this. What happened with Matt Walsh and Tim Pool? I need to know what happened. I'll check it out after this, but the TV op is hopefully within a couple weeks. That's my hope. I promise. I'll tell you one thing. I love Lou Merlone. Sent me a really nice message like about a month ago. I'm not going to share it with the class because it's personal, but it was one of the nicest messages I've ever gotten. And it was flattering to get it from Lou Merlone of all people, because I grew up watching Lou Merlone play baseball in between, Pawtucket and Boston, back and forth. So I'm a big Lou Merlone guy. And I mean, them getting rid of him and keeping Mego shows everything wrong with that fucking station. Like, how the fuck are you going to get rid of Lou Merlone? He's one of the only good things left at that station, and he's gone. Yeah, I mean, Felger's definitely cocky, arrogant, douchebag, but that's what makes him unique. Is he is all those things, and he kind of owns it. You know what? I was thinking about this combo too. With the DeSantis Gabbard thing, because I'm like, if DeSantis wins, who's he going to pick for vice president? It cannot be Nikki Haley. Okay. That defeats the purpose of all of this. Like, Nikki Haley is a neocon, virtue signaling, identity politics loser, and we're supposed to be moving past people like her. So if he picks her, that's. But I'm like, who's he going to pick? I wouldn't mind. Tim Scott would be a good pick, I think, even though he's a bit of a rhino himself, but he's okay. He's not going to pick somebody like. It'd be awesome to pick Josh Hawley. That'd be fucking awesome. But I don't think he's going to be that brazen. I think if he wins, and Gabbard was one of the other ones. But with Gabbard, I don't think she's a Republican yet, is she? And I don't know what her position on abortion is. That's the other big thing, is that you cannot be, and I'm just being realistic about this. You can't, she was a Democrat her whole life, so I'm assuming she's pro-choice. So you cannot run as a, like, we're not going to nominate somebody for vice president if they're not on the record pro-life. See what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I'm not even saying opinion on this. I'm just saying it's not going to happen. So that it matters what her position on abortion is ultimately, or else she can't get the nomination. It is the hardest sports. It is. You're right. Because anyone, you can be the best team by a lot, and the 8 seed might win. Pasta needs to just get paid whatever the fuck he wants to get paid. Period. End of discussion. Just pay him whatever he wants. Him and McAvoy. Pay him whatever the fuck they want. You didn't sign. You got rid of Krug. I mean, there's a lot of people you save money on. I think they're saving money. How much are they spending on goalie? They can't spend that much. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what she's trying to do, I think. She says I've been threatening to out her. Oh, I mean, I don't know if threat's the right word. I said I might do it because it's legal. She did it to me. Why shouldn't I do it to her? But I guess she beat me to the punch. I don't know. Are they talking about getting Patrick Kane? Dude, what happened to Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews? Like, the Blackhawks are the worst team in the league for like several years now. Remember they won, like, they were a dynasty with those two at the core? What the fuck happened to them? What happened to them? They never had goaltending even when they won those championships. Who'd they like? Is Duncan Keith still on the team? I don't know. Who'd they lose that makes them so sucky now? Did Kane and Toews just get bad? I don't know. Yeah. I love Lou's just a good guy. I mean, if you could see the message he sent, he's like one of the nicest things anyone's ever sent to me. Yeah, Kristi Noem would not be a bad one. She has her faults, but yeah, you're right. Kristi Noem would be a good one. That would actually be a very good ticket. DeSantis Noem, a very good ticket. I like John Kennedy, but I feel like he's more of a Senate guy. Yeah, he did do the federal police thing. No, totally. Like, Tim Scott is not without fault. Don't get me wrong. But he's pretty solidly conservative on most shit. And it would be vice president. I mean, let's not forget, Mike Pence was Trump's vice president. And I think Mike Pence did a pretty good job as vice president. No? Holding that ship together. Like, that's not an easy job to do. He had one of the harder jobs as a vice president. It's a sports radio station. What do I want them to be like Kirk and Callahan? Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Simple. Dude, keeping Jake DeBrusk was a huge move. Remember we wanted to get rid of him? He wanted to get the fuck out of here. And we're like, dude, we can't even trade you. Your value has gone down too much. And then you just got good. Sweet. Okay. I didn't know that. All right. Well, that's different. The Bruins are spending $6 million on goalies this year. That's it. Yeah. So they'll, I mean, I assume most teams are spending significantly more on goalie than the Bruins are. And we're getting some of the best goaltending in the league this year, obviously. Duncan Keith retired. Thank you. Okay. That makes sense. Dude, Lindholm, right, was one of the low-key greatest fucking pickups ever. I did not realize that guy is 29 years old. I thought he was like some young up-and-comer. He's been around the league. He's like fucking great. Love that guy. Oh, he went to the Oilers first? Is that where he finished his career? Okay. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what people had against Mike Pence as vice president. Like, what did Mike Pence do wrong as vice president? Besides, I mean, that's a hard job being Donald Trump's vice president. You constantly putting out fires, like keeping us not like saying things that upset him. Trump had a lot of turnover in his cabinet. The one stable thing was vice president. You thought he was older? I mean, I thought he was like because he's good. This is the best year of his career he's having right now. Okay. Anyone else have any more questions? So yeah, I'm looking forward to the playoffs, man. I mean, so the Bruins they're going to win their division. Obviously that means they get whoever the 8th seed is, which right now is looking like, it looks like in the other like the fucking Hurricanes can't stop winning either. So they're going to get their 1 seed. And they will play the 4th. So like the Devils are going to play the Rangers. It looks like the Devils are back. And then once again, the Lightning will play the Maple Leafs again. Maybe the Maple Leafs will finally win a series, doubtful. And then we'll get what, Florida? Is that who we would get? Or I don't know, Washington, one of those teams. So you should win the first round pretty easily. And then you get, come on, we're not going to lose to Toronto. I'd rather play Toronto than the fucking Lightning just because Toronto doesn't know how to win the playoffs. And then it's going to be Bruins Hurricanes. That's the way it's going to set up. And the Hurricanes are fucking good, man. They're the team that kicked the Bruins out last year, but we would have home ice this year. And if you look at like the top 6 teams for points in the NHL are all in the East. They're all in the East. So that's interesting. And then in the NBA, it's like, dude, the Nuggets are the best. People are, the Suns got the Nuggets are the best team in the West. Stop it. Watch the Nuggets play basketball. Watch fucking Nikola Jokic. Nobody ever watches him. It's fucking nasty. Even guys like Michael Porter Jr. Or is he the third? I don't even remember. Jamal Murray's back. He looks very good. Aaron Gordon. Like they are a very, very fucking good team. The Denver Nuggets are easily the best team in the West. All right. The Eastern Conference, Western Conference final. I mean, eventually the Oilers have to win something, right? They have the best player or one of the best players. Avalanche are probably still the favorite as the champs, but you know the Dallas Stars are good. I don't know. Anyone can win the fucking West. Can we all just agree whether DeSantis or Trump wins the nomination that we'll vote for either guy? I mean, I would. I guess I said I wouldn't vote for Trump. I just would. He's gonna lose. Like that's what sucks about it. It's just like at some point Trump needs to go away. Like he needs to go away because if Trump gets the nomination and loses again to Biden, does anyone think he goes away after that? Anyone? He would definitely run again in 2028. 100%. But, when's the next school meeting in Billerica? I think they have another one next week. That's enough for me. This week was enough for me. Yeah, Zach is a big pickup. Very nice, for sure. Yeah, and Krejci. I thought Krejci was done. He's just as slightly above average as he was before. I was never a big Krejci guy, but that's the thing. It's like Trump will lose. Like I have no doubt he will lose. He is, dude. January 6th. That's all it comes down to. Like, really, when you think about it, like I think January 6th is completely overblown. All that shit. And it's wrong what they're doing to these people, whatever. But like, that should have been his goodbye. Like that was like him fucking burning the house down on the way out. Like that's supposed to be your goodbye. Like, fuck this place, I'm out. You can't go back to the place. You feel like that's how you left it. You literally, you didn't ask people to riot, but you kind of knew you were doing a little bit. Like you saw who these people were down there. You knew a lot of these people were fucking nuts. You knew that you told them that this whole shit was stolen and that if they could, we the people and you guys can fucking overthrow this shit. These are retards, some of these people. You fucking played like come on, dude. Let's keep it a buck, folks. Trump knew what the fuck he was doing on January 6th. I don't know if he thought it would go that far, but don't tell me he didn't enjoy that. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Like, that was so, like, when January 6th happened, I'm like, oh, it's done. He's done. He can't come back from this. Like, it's going to hurt his brand so badly. If he like, I know Biden sucks, but like, he sucked in 2020 as well, and he still fucking won, you know? No, he didn't win. Yeah, he did. He did win. He did. Yeah, there it is. The elections are rigged. Right. Well, what they're not rigged for this. If the elections are rigged, then how did DeSantis get 60% of the vote? How did Brian Kemp win by 8? How did Greg Abbott win by 8 or 9? How did those guys all win? Wasn't rigged for them. Interesting. How do we flip 4 congressional seats in New York State? How do we flip seats in California? How do we do all that if the election's rigged? I don't know about that. How come Trump won North Carolina? Is that state not rigged? That was a swing state. He won that one. He can't. I'm with you. He can't. Like, he'll lose to DeSantis. DeSantis is going to destroy. He's never met somebody like DeSantis. This ain't Marco Rubio Trump anymore. You're going against a fucking very popular and well-liked governor, not little Marco. Exactly. Well, it's just like, it was a waste of time. Like, what am I going to do? Like, the people that went there on January 6th, like, I'm telling you, they legitimately thought, like, this is going to work. Like, Trump's going to be president. If we all go down there, if enough of us go down, they really fucking thought that. I think there was fuckery or Carrie Lake. Yeah. Prove it in court. She couldn't do that. Yeah, this country could be like Florida, except without the gators. It's fucking retarded, guys, that they still have gators. Like, you see an 85-year-old woman got eaten by a gator. How is that acceptable? They're like, oh, yeah, we just live in this whole region of the country just has these man-eating dinosaurs. That's what fucking alligators are. They're literal dinosaurs that just exist everywhere. And you can't go swimming in it. It's 1,000,000 degrees and you can't go swimming in any lakes because there might be a gator in there and they might eat your dog or your grandma. And that's just okay. Oh, but Turtleboy, it's like with the sharks. This is their home. This is their home. We can't keep developing shit and coming on there. This is their home. They were here there first. Yeah, you know who else was there first? The Seminoles, motherfucker. We didn't feel bad about sending them on a trail of tears, did we? Huh? It's fun. Like, we can't displace animals, but we can displace humans? Come on. Stop it. Correction. It was their home. You can have the Everglades. It's a big fucking area of Florida. The whole middle part of the state. You can have all that. Go swim in there and eat your crawfish or your turtles or whatever the fuck you people eat. But the second you start coming to, like, mainstream society, gator hunting. Done. See ya. See ya. Do I think the epic confrontation at the Billerica, it's getting a lot of buzz. I think I did well in that speech. I'm not going to lie. We'll see. Jokic, could more like Will. Like, he's a heavy favorite against the entire field to win the MVP, which I think is crazy. Like, why is Jokic any more valuable than Jason Tatum? Explain that one to me. It makes no sense. All right. The guy tonight that's running for school committee, the old Boston cop tonight, he goes, when she goes into the jail, she's going to go under the jail. He said, is that like a term? What does under the jail mean? He said that about her. I was like, ooh, kind of sounds like she's going to die, but it was denied. I just checked it. I just checked the docket. Oh, it was denied. I just saw that. You're right. I just checked the doc. It usually has like a documentation on that. I just checked that. Yes, that's correct. The defendant's motion to dismiss filed with the following, if any supporting documents. Motion to dismiss returned from Judge Coffey. Motion to dismiss denied. Crusty panties, another law. Kate always wins, folks. Except on motions to dismiss her charges for violating a harassment prevention order. Denied, motherfucker. But we all know. I mean, what was you heard Newt Gingrich's argument? What was it? What was his argument? Make a case to dismiss it. Why should we dismiss this? You made it about you. You got full to your car. No one gives a fuck about you. Thank you for pointing that out, Kali Lama. I did not even notice that. I had the docket queued up, and usually there's like a new input, like it says 2-3 on the latest thing. Interesting, but it says motion denied. Doesn't explain why or anything. It just says denied. Yikes. Oh, I mean, she's going to do hard time. Okay, good. Kill shot, Kate. That is great. He did crap his pants in the finals last year. You're right. No, you're totally right. Totally legitimate criticism right there. Until he wins the big one. I mean, that was the knock on Peyton Manning and many others. And the thing about Tatum this year is like, you look back on Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, they had to beat Jordan. And so like, if there was no Jordan in the league, those guys would have won championships, especially Malone would have won multiple championships, but they never did because Jordan existed. But Tatum doesn't have that. Like the Warriors are not the Warriors this year. They're not going to be in the NBA Finals. So you don't have to worry about Steph Curry. So you have to win it this year. There's no Jordan in the West. You got to win it. Like LeBron's done. Like LeBron would be the closest thing. He's done. His team sucks. They ain't going to win. So you got to win it this year. You can't lose to Nikola Jokic in the finals and expect to be greatness. So yes, we're very happy for you, Lauren. Congratulations. You're a great person. You don't deserve what this horrible witch did to you. Horrible. Tatum playing 36 minutes. I mean, it's the All-Star game. Who cares? Watching him and Brown go at like whatever. Celtics must win it all this year. I mean, I think the Bruins are more urgent just because they're older. But you're right. I think they have. I mean, they're the best team. They have to win. I agree. And also Jaylen Brown. Just like, that's what I mean by personalities in the NBA. It's like that meant a lot to him to play in the All-Star game. He's never been in an All-Star team before. Or has he? I don't recall Brown ever being in an All-Star game. Poor Lauri Markkanen was the last pick of the draft. They do all the draft. It's so awkward. All right, guys. So I guess we'll call it a night then. I'm getting kind of tired. So it's been a day for me and a night. And we will see you guys all for the next episode of Turtleboy Live on Saturday. Please join Turtle Club so you can check out the Thursday stream. That's the best way to support what we're doing. You get ad-free on the website, and you get to join the Thursday night stream that no one else will get. We got a good episode coming up this week about a woman who she's a turtle rider. Her mother was murdered 30-something years ago, and they recently dug up her body. We're going to talk about her. She believes her mother was murdered. She not old enough to remember her mother. We're going to have her on the show on Thursday. So join Turtle Club. Anyway, guys, we'll see you then. Peace, Turtle Riders. I don't want to, any donos? Okay, no donos. We're good. Peace.